Welcome back to episode 31 of Talkin ATL Hawks. We are finally in the finals. We're finally in the NBA finals of the playoffs. And so, how are we feeling, fellas?
I like. Oh, sorry, Trish. You good?
Oh, sorry. I'll just say, I'm feeling good. Game one, the NBA Finals was an absolute banger.
Oh, 100%.
Oh my gosh, the Pacers. Unfortunately, I was out. Well, no, I had a good time. I was out golfing and I went out to dinner with some family. That was fun. That means I wasn't able to watch game one, but I was keeping up with it, and I noticed, and now going back and look at it, that the Pacers had like one of the worst first half performances in finals history, and that included.
I can talk about it with y'all in a few minutes because I watched that entire game.
Joyner, you can. I definitely want you to go into detail about it because you were watching the game. But from what I understand, the Pacers had 20 turnovers, not in the game, in the first half. 20 turnovers in the first half, which is the reason the Thunder really had control the majority of the game and really had control to about halfway to the fourth quarter.
No. So the Pacers led for 0.3 seconds of that game. Game winner, the game winner that Tyrese hit was the only lead that the Pacers had in that game.
That's what I read. I guess it wasn't until like that point in the fourth quarter where the Pacers started to make that crazy comeback. Like you said, Joyner, held the lead for 0.3 seconds off another Tyrese Halliburton clutch game winner. Well, I guess his first game winner because obviously the one in New York sent to overtime. But either way, Tyrese Halliburton had just clutch gene everywhere. Now, I do want to point this out. It was reported actually that game one of the NBA Finals between the Thunder and the Pacers was the least watched finals opener since 1988, which is a little odd if you ask me, considering how entertaining the game was. I guess I want to say entertaining with quotations because though it was a banger of a game, like I said, the Thunder really had control the majority of the game. So it looked like it was going to be a blowout, but it turns out it wasn't. But, someone else made a good point. But before you say your point, AJ, I just want to throw this in. Someone did make a good point that there are probably millions and millions of viewers that are left out of that category because of illegal streaming. Because illegal streaming services like StreamYard at an all-time not StreamYard. Streamies, thank you.
We are not using an illegal streaming service to record these episodes, by the way.
But it's at an all-time high, and those aren't counted as views. So I do want to throw that as a factor. But Andrew, what were you going to say?
I was going to say, I think a lot that has to do with it is the fact of who is in the NBA Finals. And I think it's such a shame because I want to sit here and point all these negative fingers at not you guys specifically, because you guys watching more than likely are diehard Hawks fans. But there are a lot of, and I think the NBA has the biggest issue with this, but there are a lot of people out there who watch the NBA but watch it because of I know it's going to sound cringe, but just hear me out. They watch it because of the aura factor. Like, they watch it because, like, if John Morant just posts on Instagram with a gun in his hand and waving it around, gets suspended for half the season, then comes back and hits a game winner. Everybody's now watching the Grizzlies because there's such a big narrative on it. And then LeBron James will always get meat rided because he's LeBron James. Everyone's going to keep their eyes on him no matter where he goes. Then, I can only imagine how much viewership the Mavericks lost because Luka. No, as a matter of fact, no. The Mavericks probably didn't lose all their viewership because everybody wanted to see them crumble under the hands of Landry Fields. Not Landry Fields, Nico Harrison. But Landry Fields is not the best GM either. But Nico Harrison. But then again, you got. But it's surprising me at the same time because the OKC Thunder, I think, are a likable team, and the Braves are officially 10 games under 500. That's fantastic. I think the OKC Thunder have a big enough following where they're not the problem. The Pacers are a smaller market team, but they've got a string of rich history behind them. But I just don't think they have that aura factor that everybody had it been the Knicks and the Thunder, I guarantee you that viewership is very, very high because the Knicks are just such a big market team and their fans are scattered across America. The Pacers, if you don't live in Indiana, you're not a Pacers fan. And I know that's kind of weird to say because it's like, yeah, obviously, but they're just that small of a market team. But I think it's a shame that we have fans with this narrative because this Pacers team is such a breath of fresh air, and they're so refreshing to watch. And they're the only team in the league that can be behind by such a wide margin against such a statistical dominant team like the Thunder and still have the confidence in themselves to rely on their guys to make a push and come back. And Tyrese Halliburton, I know he didn't have a great game statistically, but it doesn't matter how bad he's shooting the ball. And if it's the fourth quarter and Tyrese Halliburton is on the court, you better watch the TV because something wild is about to happen. Yeah. And I think it's a shame. I think people are still so blinded by the fact that it's the Pacers and not the Knicks or the Celtics. Watch the game. You are missing what the parity that the NBA needs to survive. You are missing out on some great basketball with great players because your 11-year-old boys out there is upset that the New York Knicks or the Boston Celtics is not in the NBA Finals. Like, it's such a shame. It's such a shame. But I've noticed that amongst NBA fans. And I hate it. And it's another reason why the All-Star voting is so backwards because nobody's going to vote for Tyrese Halliburton. They're going to vote for Karl-Anthony Towns. Karl-Anthony Towns could be shooting 13% from the field by All-Star break, but everybody will be clicking the vote button for Cat as opposed to Tyrese Halliburton simply because he's Cat. And he plays for the Knicks.
Why people don't want to vote for Trae Young.
Exactly.
Like no one wants to play here. Like no one wants to play here. Unfortunately,
it's such a shame. It's such a shame, but it's a problem that we have in this league. But sorry, I didn't mean to go on a little side tangent.
Pretty good.
I'm
gonna be honest. Like y'all covered it great, pretty well. I mean, yeah, like it's just two small market teams, two teams that like no one really cares about unless you live in those states like Oklahoma and Indiana. But yeah, no. Anyways, it's about that time for our start bench cut, and since it is the NBA Finals series, and since there really isn't like a lot of like Hawks news going around until the draft, I've come for my start bench cut starting benching and cutting clutch shots in the NBA Finals.
Oh, okay. Oh,
yeah.
Wow.
So
there's a lot. There's a lot of those.
Yeah. Okay. So the three I came up with are more like recent memory.
Okay.
The first one I came up with was I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm not like it's not clutch shots, but it's clutch moments because one of these isn't necessarily a shot.
Okay.
But the first one is LeBron James block in Game 7 of the 2016 Finals against Andre Iguodala.
Blocked by James.
Blocked by James, yeah. Second one is in that same game, Kyrie Irving's shot on Curry to give the Cavs the lead and eventually the win. And then the first one I got is Ray Allen's corner three in game. I believe this is like Game 5 or Game 6 of the.
That was Game 7. That was winner go home.
It was Game 6.
No, it was Game 6. It was Game 6. I'm sorry. It was the force of Game 7.
2014 Finals against the Spurs. So I'm gonna let Chase start off first.
Okay. So I got to think about it now. Before I give my list, correct me if I'm wrong. So I know the Ray Allen shot to beat the Spurs in the finals. That was 2012, correct?
14.
No, 2000.
2014, and then 2013 is when the Spurs not obliterated.
No. The 2014 was when the Spurs won the championship.
So when was this?
This was 2014. This was 2014. This was the same final. This was the same finals. This sent the series to Game 7, I believe. But the Spurs ended up taking the series.
I think the Heat won the finals. I'll look it up for you, Chase. But I think the Heat.
My question was because this is going somewhere. This is going to determine my list. What year did the Spurs win the finals?
2014.
So
But
the Heat also won the finals. I thought that was 2014.
Oh wait.
Okay, I got right here.
Okay, never mind. This was 2013. My bad. This was 2013.
Okay, yeah. And in 2014, the Spurs won the finals, right?
So 2013.
2013, the Heat went back to back.
Yeah. Okay, that's what I thought. Yeah. Okay.
2013 is when the Ray Allen hit that shot to send into Game 7, and the Heat won that finals. And then the next year, the Spurs beat the Heat in 5 games.
Okay, so this is the reason. The reason I asked that and why it determines my list is because I'm going to for number 1. Oh yeah, I'll go in the order of who I'm cutting. I'll go ahead and say what I'm cutting. I'm going to cut. Might sound crazy here, but I'm going to cut. I can't do that, can I?
The way your lips were forming really concerns me here, Chase. Think about your answer and change it.
That's exactly what I just did. I'm going to cut Kyrie Irving's shot over Stephen Curry in Game 7 of the NBA Finals. And the reason I'm cutting it was, of course, that shot put the Cavs ahead of the Warriors in the final minutes of the game, which ultimately ended up being the game-winning shot because the Cavs didn't lose the lead after that. The only reason I'm cutting it is because all the options you presented were key for that team winning the finals. Without any of those plays happening, it's a completely different outcome. But out of all the plays that happened, I think Kyrie's was the least impactful, which is weird to say because it was major. That shot was major. It was Kyrie Irving's greatest shot of his career, the most important shot of his career. But let's say Kyrie took the shot and he missed. The game's still tied. And the Cavs could have got a stop on the other end, came back down, and still won the game.
Which they did.
Well,
I'm saying they got a stop on the other end, so it would have set up a new possession anyways.
Well, yeah, but if Kyrie missed a shot, the Warriors would have ran a completely different play.
Sure.
So who knows what would have happened? But I would say that was probably like the option that offered the most possibilities if it didn't happen, which leads to my next one I'm benching is blocked by James. And I think that one was more impactful because – again, final minutes of the game, it was going back and forth. At that moment of the game, every team was scoring on their possession. Like, Cavs would score, Warriors would score, Cavs would score. But then all of a sudden, Cavs had the ball. With the game going back and forth like that, every defensive stop matters. And when Iguodala stole the ball, it looked like that the Warriors finally got the momentum push that they needed. Everybody thought Iguodala was going to get the layup on the other end. Warriors going to be up, and it would just shift the complete momentum in the final minutes of the game. But of course, LeBron changed the course of that history, made one of the greatest blocks. Actually, no, I'm sorry. What am I talking about? The greatest block in NBA Finals history. And
the greatest block, period. That's the best block ever.
Sure.
When Andre Iguodala was inside the 3-point arc, LeBron James wasn't even cross half court yet. The distance he covered in such a short amount of time to get there is ridiculous.
Okay, that was the greatest. Now, there was a block that I think was way more impressive, but it was a regular season game, and I'm talking about John Morant's block against the Lakers, if y'all know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
I do know what you're talking about, but nope.
That was more impressive. LeBron's was more clutch.
No, LeBron's was way more impressive.
No, absolutely not. Anyways, that's besides the point. Which leads to my what I'm starting is Ray Allen's corner three. And the reason I asked that opening question about what year that was and when the Spurs won the finals is because LeBron went to Miami after leaving Cleveland with the hopes of winning the championship with the big three. The big three being LeBron, Chris Bosh, and Dwayne Wade. Now, I could just imagine how different LeBron's career path could have been had Ray Allen not hit that shot and the Spurs end up winning the game, forcing a Game 7 and potentially winning the NBA Finals. Now, I'm sorry, well, the Miami forced a Game 7, but, the Spurs end up winning the Finals. Let's say Ray Allen missed a three. The Spurs – what?
The Heat won those finals.
That's what I said.
Oh, okay. I think so.
I was saying, imagine Ray Allen missed that shot and the Spurs went on to win the finals. That's what I was saying.
So let's say that happened. Let's say Ray Allen missed a shot. The Spurs ended up winning the finals. And then the next year they met again. Of course, the Spurs obliterated the Heat in the 2014 finals. And if that happens, LeBron still has no ring, and the big three ultimately fails. Now, LeBron, let's say they just got obliterated by the finals, and LeBron's like, you know what? The Heat's got something going here. I don't want to go back to Cleveland. I want to stay in Miami. I want to keep this big three, and I want to see if we can win the NBA Finals. Now, remember, shortly after, Chris Bosh had all those heart issues, and that's when his career path started to dwindle. So it ultimately led to just LeBron James and Dwayne Wade, and I don't think that team would have won the NBA Finals, meaning not only does LeBron go back to Cleveland, or his return to Cleveland is potentially delayed, meaning he's never paired with Kyrie Irving, or he stays in Miami forever and they don't win a Finals, LeBron has no ring, and the GOAT debate is completely different. Tell me I didn't cook. Now,
you cooked in a different sense, but I don't like that you're using that as your reason to rank these because
impact. I'm doing it based on impact.
Yeah, but
that shot is the biggest reason LeBron won his first ring.
But if that's the case, then I feel like Kyrie's three has more weight. You're like, we're talking about
LeBron has two. LeBron already has a ring.
Hold on. We're talking about the most clutch shots in the NBA Finals, period. Mm-hmm. But you're over here overemphasizing Ray Allen's three because of how it would affect LeBron's legacy. We don't care about LeBron when we're talking about this. We're just talking about this is the NBA Finals. If you're watching it from a neutral fan's perspective, which moment, I mean, not even just that, just a fan perspective in general, which moment of these three is by far the most clutch? Throw legacy out the window. Because that's a little weighted argument. That's a little weighted argument that I don't like. We're not talking about LeBron. So who cares about how this affects LeBron's legacy? We're talking about the impact of the shot itself. And
my list still stays the same. It stays the same either way.
I'm going to tell you the correct ranking. It's the one you said, Chase. Absolutely correct. Everything you said in order was right. I just don't like the reasoning as to why you explained it. But like you said, Kyrie's shot, it happened. There's still a minute left to play. Had he missed it, the Cavs could have still easily won that game.
And LeBron's future is altered forever.
Yes. The block shot, to me, I really wanted to put at number one because of how freakishly athletic of a play that was in such a crunch moment of the game. But Ray Allen's three, the thing that elevates that three to me is the fact that so many people walked out of that stadium. But obviously, when you're watching the clip, it still looks like it's a full stadium. But if you watch the actual broadcast, there's a moment right before that inbound happens where the camera shows fans leaving the stadium because they thought the game was over. And they missed not only a clutch three that sent their team into Game 7 and eventually won the finals. But they missed one of the most significant moments in NBA history because LeBron James, of course, deemed the greatest of all time, took the three from the left wing because, of course, it's LeBron James. That's the key guy you want taking the three. And he missed. And I don't think what gets enough credit is Chris Bosh's rebound to dish that out of Ray Allen because that rebound was a tough one to grab over two Spurs guys that were in the paint, including Kawhi Leonard. Kawhi Leonard was one of the guys he grabbed the rebound over. And then he dished it out of Ray Allen. And then Ray Allen's fadeaway three, off balance, hand in his face, drilled it, nothing but net. But I really wanted to put LeBron James' blog at number one. But Ray Allen's three, there's no way. That's a top three finals moment in history, in my opinion.
Okay, I guess it's my turn, and I'm not going to agree with y'all. I'm not.
Oh, my goodness. Wow.
Because I don't think y'all have – maybe y'all didn't because like Andrew said, we're not talking about LeBron's single legacy. We're talking about a team legacy here.
Yep.
The Cavs were in Game 7 against a Warriors team that went 73-9 that broke MJ's Bulls record.
Yeah,
I did. It's the best team in NBA history.
One of the greatest teams that I'd ever played. Curry, I believe that was Curry's like unanimous MVP season as well.
Right, probably was. No, I think that's the year Russell Westbrook won it because of all those triple doubles.
Oh yeah, Westbrook did win Finals that year because he averaged a triple double.
I think it's because I think so.
I don't think so.
I think that was Russell Westbrook's MVP year.
Or maybe that was 2016 that Russell Westbrook won MVP. It might have been 2016.
That's what we're talking about because that was the 2016 Finals.
No.
That was the 2017. It was 2016.
It was Curry. So
I thought Curry won it in 15. Who won it in 15 then?
But Westbrook would have been 17.
Curry went back to back.
So Westbrook won it in 17.
Westbrook would have been 17, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yep, okay.
Yeah. Okay, so this is Curry's unanimous MVP season,
Yep.
and this is the year that the Warriors broke MJ's Bulls team record winning 73 games. So not only was this arguably the greatest NBA team of all time that they beat, but also this is the Cavs were down 31. So LeBron already had to carry him. To come back down 31. So this is game set. So I'm gonna cut Ray Allen's 3-point shot only because it was not game 6.
I'm hearing you out.
This is not game 7. This is game 6.
I'm hearing you out.
Who knows?
I'm hearing you out.
I can't believe you cut that.
The Spurs could have won that game.
And remember, Joyner, to back up your point, remember that if the Heat never won the finals that year, they already have the finals back in 2006. Tell me what other finals the Cavs have. What do you mean, no?
That's not what we're talking about here. We're just talking about the moment itself.
It impacts the team. It impacts team legacy. I understand what I understand what Jordan's saying. I understand what Jordan's saying.
But to cut that and to put Kyrie's shot,
the Heat could have lost Game 7 though. The Heat could have lost.
Like I can justify you putting LeBron's block over that because I almost did it, but there's no shot Kyrie's 3 holds the same weight as Ray Allen's.
Kyrie's 3 might be
for the MVP Steph Curry.
You know what? I'm gonna say this. Kyrie's 3 over Stephen Curry is the greatest shot in Cleveland Cavaliers history.
Well, obviously. I mean, duh.
We mean that holds weight.
Okay, y'all talking about holds weight? Ray Allen's 3 is a top 3 final shot in history.
I would argue that Kyrie's 3 over Curry.
No.
I mean, do you even know what I was going to say?
You're going to say Kyrie's 3 holds more weight than Ray Allen's 3 in the finals.
No.
What were you going to say?
No, I was going to say Kyrie's 3 over Curry, I think, is a top 10 finals moment in NBA Finals history, plus a greater team impact. So, Joyner, I'm backing you up on this.
I'm not backing you up on this.
I see your logic. I
can back up.
Hold on. So let me go. So let me continue my list. So I'm going to cut the Ray Allen 3 because it was not Game 7. The Spurs could have won. Could have won Game 7, but obviously they didn't. So but I'm gonna bench Kyrie's 3.
Okay.
I'm gonna bench Kyrie's 3.
Okay, at least you're starring LeBron's block. Okay, yes, I can respect that a little bit.
And like the reason why I'm gonna start LeBron's, it's not because it's LeBron. It's not. That's not it. It's because
my little sunshine.
Defense wins championships. That's all.
I agree. I completely agree with that.
And
I couldn't agree more. Actually,
right there, LeBron James proved it. And I believe that block came before Kyrie's shot anyway.
It did.
Yeah, so so ultimately that block led to the Kyrie game winner.
Yeah.
Does Kyrie take that shot? Have Andre Iguodala made that layup? I don't think so.
Probably not. And the Warriors' defense.
Probably not. Because
the score would have been different.
Probably because that would put the Golden State up by 2, and they need a 3 to take the lead.
Yeah.
So maybe.
But no, I can't imagine them taking a 3 in Game 7 with a minute left, though. Especially when you have such a good inside scorer like LeBron James.
I think,
The
yeah.
ball
I mean, they did it.
probably
I mean,
would have gone to
that
LeBron
shot
James.
was a 3. I mean, that shot was a 3 by Kyrie Irving anyway.
Yeah, I can imagine the ball probably would have been gone to LeBron James if Iguodala made that layup.
I was thinking if the Cavs were down by 2 in that situation, they'd be looking to maybe tie the game instead of like taking like a hero shot. I mean, but maybe who knows? Who knows? Maybe not. Maybe not.
Kyrie's 3 makes way more sense in a tie game than it does when you're down 2. But
so we're disagreeing on my end, obviously, because I benched. We all started. So, but yeah,
I like it though. I like that we have diversity and we're not all just the same. You know, I can respect that.
We're a diverse podcast, guys.
Yeah, very.
Except me and you, Chase. We agreed on this one.
Yeah.
For now, but for different reasons. We agreed for different reasons.
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
So, that was our start bench cut, guys.
Very eventful. I think that's probably the most argumentative we've gotten on the start bench cut.
Yeah, for sure. I would agree. Yeah. But y'all ready for a mock draft? Our final one?
Ladies and gentlemen, we got. I know after we made that first mock draft, we did say that we were going to make one more mock draft together before the actual NBA draft. So
and we have about 17 days, so we could potentially do one more. But I mean, I don't know.
Maybe
that's up to y'all. Because I won't be leading off until after the NBA draft. So
I just had an idea.
Yeah, what's up?
What if it doesn't have to be next episode? It could either be next episode or the episode after that. What if we all three before the show made our separate mock drafts and then we talked about it on the show? Like compared and contrasted our mock drafts.
Compare them. Well, I like that. I like that a lot.
The only problem with that is that I was planning to do one like the day of the draft before I met up with y'all at State Farm Arena. I'm just like we could do that, but I'm gonna do one more anyway.
Okay.
Before the actual draft.
Yeah,
so,
I got you.
I mean, it's like if you want to do that, we could just record on that Tuesday morning, I guess.
Sure. Yeah. Yeah, we can do that. We could do that. Records the Tuesday morning of the draft. That could work.
Okay.
Works for me.
I'm about to share my screen with y'all. Wait. What's that? Share screen.
Ooh.
Alrighty.
Andrew, pull her all.
Oh, I forgot that I have to be the one to add this. My bad.
Oh.
All right.
I forgot who got the first pick last time. So
I think you did, Joyner, but we let you do the second pick because I think we kind of like unanimously agreed.
Yeah,
Cooper Flag was the obvious number one.
I mean, plus it was like before this morning, like Shams reported this morning anyway that like Cooper Flag was flying to Dallas on the 17th.
Yeah.
For a private meeting with them, and that was the only prospect that the Mavericks are gonna have. So it's kind of obvious that Cooper Flag is going to go to Dallas here. So yep, looks like it's officially Cooper Flag going to Dallas.
I don't think any of us disagrees, and if you do disagree, then you can respectfully leave the podcast.
Yeah, I mean, all signs point to Dallas. It doesn't matter who gets it's not because Dallas needs Cooper Flag. It doesn't matter who got the first overall pick. Any team, any 32 team could be flip flop with Dallas, and Cooper Flag still going number one.
Yeah,
regardless, he's that unanimous. So
I agree.
So I'll let either one of y'all take the Spurs pick.
Andrew, since I started on the Joyner start bench cut, I will let you take the reins at getting the number 2 overall pick.
Okay. I don't have a good memory on what the mock draft looked like last episode, so I'm not sure how many of these picks are going to be the same. But to me,
that's fine. That is fine.
Keep it.
To me, I have an interesting philosophy here, though. Even though this is the same pick, I have kind of a different reasoning behind it. I think the Spurs are going to draft Dylan Harper out of Rutgers but there's going to be an interesting twist because I don't know if you've been looking at the NBA's trade rumors lately, just amongst the league itself. But something that has really been heating up over the last few days is the idea of the Spurs sending the Bucks a huge package for Giannis Antetokounmpo, and I see a world where the Spurs draft Dylan Harper and use him as a package to send to Milwaukee to get Giannis.
So you're thinking like a draft day trade between the Spurs and Bucks.
I see a reality where the Spurs get Dylan Harper, and before the draft is over, we see him trade to Milwaukee as package for Giannis.
That would probably like. Yeah, I don't know about like Stephon Marine and stuff, but I think like Austin would be going like insane.
Oh, I can see that.
Stephon Marina would go bananas if this happened because I think the only way the Bucks get rid of Giannis is that they have a promising star like Harper. So that's just my reasoning behind it.
All right. With that being said, I'm kind of thinking that I'm going to switch it up a little bit. I also don't really remember our last mock drafts, like pick for pick per se. So I don't like you, Andrew. I'm not too sure exactly what's going to be the same. But I do. Scroll down a little bit for me, Jordan, if you don't mind. I'm sorry. I should be more specific. On the draft board, like if you want to go up to the available players, yeah. No, I wasn't specific. That was on me.
Yeah.
I think the. You can scroll back up. I got it. I think that they go a different route here. I think based on the injuries and the lack of the Sixers team being able to stay healthy with Paul George, Joel Embiid, Tyrese Maxey, I can't think of the rookie they just had that had the season-ending injury. Yeah, McCain. I can't think of his name. All those face those were that what I just named was the 76ers, and they all face injuries. Majority of them face major injuries. And I think because of that and the uncertainty of the Sixers' future, they're going to kind of look for a versatile player, a guy who's active on both ends of the courts, but mainly a guy who's a shooter and great off-ball movement, someone more physical, someone with better fatigue. And I think on the board, if you want, in terms of both sides of the court, might be a little bit of a stretch. But I think they're going to be looking for a leader. And Kasparis, I can't pronounce his last name. Jack Giannis, pronounce it, from Indiana.
For the third pick.
Illinois. I'm sorry, Illinois. For the third overall pick.
So passing up on Ace Bailey and VJ Edgecombe.
I have my doubts about Ace Bailey. Harper, I think, is going to be the easiest second best player in the draft. Third is kind of up for grabs because I like VJ out of Baylor. I love Trey Johnson out of Texas.
It's not terrible. He's definitely going top 10, potentially top 5. So I guess it's not like a super crazy stretch.
I know you're saying, well, they have McCain, they have Tyrese Maxey, but if you ask me, I don't think the Sixers are going to keep all those players heading into next season. I expect Tyrese Maxey, I think they'll keep McCain, but I think Maxey will be gone.
I think they'll keep Tyrese Maxey.
I think they trade Maxey for either veterans, because they have a lot of picks coming up. I think they trade it for like a veteran piece.
I'd be surprised. Maxey is a kind of the cornerstone of that team right now. I'd be surprised.
I don't think they have a cornerstone.
If there is one, it's going to be Maxey. But with such a high draft pick, why would you get rid of Maxey if you have the opportunity to pair him with a potential future star in this league?
I think McCain. I think Jerry McCain. I think they're looking for Jerry McCain as their cornerstone instead of Maxey. But who knows?
No, if he stays healthy. But man, the injury he suffered this year as a rookie was kind of a brutal blow, and I think Maxey's proven himself year in and year out. But I don't know.
So
Did Nick Nurse tell you this, Chase? Did you have a secret combo with him?
I wish I did, but I did not.
So I'm gonna have Charlotte reach again, and it's because of a guy that they tried to deal at the deadline, Mark Williams. I think that they trade him again,
They need to.
and they draft a center. I think and they keep his guy in North Carolina. I think they go, come on, Moloch.
I love it.
Get
I love it.
a young, tall, big, tell with the defense and rebounding. And the field goal percentage, because he shot 71% from field at Duke. So
The Hornets desperately need a big man in the worst way possible.
Yeah.
I don't hate it. But I feel, I don't know. It's definitely not a bad pick because I'm actually a really big fan of him. Like, watching a lot of ACC basketball in general this past year, dude is such a monster, and he's such a big, weapon on the court for any team that the amount he offers so much more than most bigs in this draft. I'd be a little surprised if he goes before Ace Bailey, but maybe not. I can't decide because I really think him and Ace Bailey are neck and neck. So I don't know. It's a good pick. I don't know. I don't know. It's a tough one to determine. It's
all right. Andrew,
you're next.
So it's Utah Jazz. Okay, yep. Utah Jazz. They still need a guard. I think it's I don't know because you're sitting there with Colin Sexton. They've got a lot. The reason why I think they still go guard here is because they have a lot of bigs on that team. Like, the Jazz is very forward, and they have a big edge in size, and I think they still have to move things around and pair the inside scores with better outside shooting aside from Colin Sexton and maybe a better playmaker. So I think I'm choosing between Trey Johnson, but I think they go VJ Edgecombe since VJ wouldn't in this mock draft anyway. Since he didn't go in the top 4, I think they're going to take VJ here and get that guard that they need.
Ace Bailey is falling. Interesting. I can see it.
And Ace Bailey,
Chase.
And Ace Bailey would. I think Ace Bailey would go there, but the Jazz, I think, are so forward heavy that it'd be kind of ridiculous if they get another forward.
That's true. The Wizards are kind of a team that needs everything. Now, I know it says, if you look at team needs, how it has the small forward as mild, but if you ask me, there is no one position on this team that is solidified in terms of someone who can help in the future. Chris Middleton's old. Sadiq Bey, he's dealt with injuries. Oh, he's still young, and I love Sadiq Bey. But they're not going to look at Sadiq Bey as a guy to maintain their forward position for the future. So I think this is a perfect spot for Ace Bailey.
Okay,
I like it. Makes sense to me.
That's compare Ace Bailey and Alex Sarr at the forward position.
Yeah,
so
that's a great forward duo right there.
Yeah,
good compliment to Jordan Poole as well.
Yeah, exactly. So I think if Ace Bailey happened to fall to number 6, that would be a home run for the Washington Wizards.
Yeah, for sure.
I can already tell you this mock draft is so much different than the last one we had.
Oh yeah, it is.
Yeah, I don't think we had Ace Bailey falling I don't think we had Ace Bailey falling this far.
That's kind of what I'm doing. Like, I kind of remember a majority of their mock draft, so I'm trying to go a different route, like different scenarios. Like, what if this happened? What if that happened? Just so we can have like different.
I mean, hey, draft night is always unpredictable. Like, who thought that?
Wild.
I mean, the Knicks getting Tingus Pingus all those years ago was such a big loophole, but I mean, it happens.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right,
and Arkansas just beat Tennessee.
Bad. So Tennessee got swept in the Super Regionals.
Yeah.
The defending champion is gone, baby.
Yep. Now we just gotta hope that Florida State punches their ticket tonight, so that way our two teams can face each other.
Yeah.
It'd be in a later round though, because we play Louisville if we win tonight.
Yeah. So talking about the Pelicans. Again, they kind of need like everything. I mean, like they could they could be the market to trade Zion. They probably will. Um, but like but we're not in like real NBA games. We don't know what's really going on. So in our world, Zion is staying in the staying in the Pelicans for now.
I don't
But
think anybody wants him because of his horrible
we are
work
going to get
ethic.
some guard help because CJ McCollum is getting old. And Dejounte Murray, I won't be back to. I won't be back in the. I won't be back to it in the playoffs.
Yeah.
Um, I'm gonna have them take.
I know who I would go with here. I want to see if we have the same mindset, Joiner.
I got my guy locked in too.
I really like Connor Knuckle.
Oh,
that's why I had him taken. That's why I had him taken.
Not who I have, but I respect the pick. I respect it.
Did you have?
I had Trey Johnson.
Oh, okay. Well, I mean,
hard either way.
Yeah, I was debating either Trey or Colin. I just think that like, I don't know. I just think like Colin would fit better in New Orleans.
I respect it. I respect it.
But
I think really. I think the main emphasis on them getting a guy like Concanoople, like aside, like I think the lack of Zion's ability to stay on the court throughout the entire year, I feel like getting a guy like Concanoople is filling the void that Zion keeps giving them every single year. Because I mean, like you said, the Pelicans need everything. They need guards because of all the injuries. But I mean, I don't know. I think I don't know. It's a tough one. It's a tough one, honestly.
Now the Nets. I feel like they're in a position where they can go many directions. But their main guy right now is, of course, Cameron Johnson out of North Carolina, who continues to be a dog. Now, whether he's going to be a long-time Net or like a piece they use,
I think this is me, Chase. Because you had the Wizards drafting before the Pelicans.
Oh, I think is that true? You had the Jazz.
Yeah, the Wizards.
Wizards were sixth.
The Jazz were fifth. The Wizards. This is the 8th pick. The Jazz were fifth.
I'm sorry, dude. Yeah, you're right. I'm sorry. My bad.
It's all good. I'll keep it short and sweet, Chase, because you named this guy already. I think this is where Trey Johnson gets taken off the board.
That's what
anyway. Yeah, I could kind of see that with the build up, so I decided just to save the suspense. And just a reminder that the Brooklyn Nets have 4 picks in the first round. So this is just 4. The Brooklyn Nets, by default, are easily going to win the NBA draft night just because of how many solid pieces. And that's scary for the Eastern Conference.
They could trade. You never know.
And they could to land a superstar. Regardless of what they do with their trades, they have so many cards dealt on their table right now that there's really no scenario where the Nets do not win this draft night because, for starters, they already have a pretty solid core to begin with. And if you build on that with all these draft picks where they trade in for some superstar players or get some young potential talent onto this team, it's going to be a good thing if you're a Nets fan. And Trey Johnson is one of those guys.
This might be a hot take. I think the Nets trade a majority of their picks and they go out and get Kyrie Irving, James Harden, and Kevin Durant. Tell me that's not a nasty big 3.
If it didn't work the first time, it's definitely going to work the second time. Get Blake Griffin out of retirement too.
No, why not? That's a joke, by the way, for all those listening and think we're actually being serious. They probably just clicked off and thought this was like the most insane podcast we've ever listened to. Now, speaking of,
I think this is your pick.
Now, the Raptors are like one of the biggest hotspots this offseason. Because, John, I don't know if you saw this, but the leading candidate to get Giannis right now is the Toronto Raptors.
I did.
Think about it. This is a team that at the deadline already got Brandon Ingram and then secured Brandon Ingram for 3 more years. Now,
talk about a lineup with Brain Ingram, Giannis, and they've got a nasty bench. I think their bench could grow into one of the most efficient in the NBA, and they got some good guards in terms of R.J. Barrett, who's a little underrated. I love Emmanuel Quickly, but they need a guy that can develop behind the guard position. I think he is the most underrated guard. Oh, I take that back. But I think he's one of the better guards, and especially the best available guard right now in the draft board. Imagine if the Raptors can land Jeremiah Fears from Oklahoma. I think it's a home run.
I think it. I mean, yeah. I don't really see where the Raptors could go wrong here because, to be honest, the top 10 is completely loaded in this draft. But honestly, I don't think this is far fetched to say. Y'all can disagree. I think the Raptors are going to be back in the finals at some point within the next 5 years. I think that they're in such a rapid trend upwards right now that if they play their cards right, especially in this year's draft. They're gonna be like the Houston Rockets. The Houston Rockets? What?
Sorry, I'm sorry. I'll let you finish first.
Honestly, I think they're gonna be like how the Rockets just got together such a good young core so quick that they elevated from the bottom of the West to second in the West in like the snap of a finger. I can see the Raptors kind of having that much forward motion, but
so can you go up real quick, John? Like I'll scroll up a little bit. Oh, wow, you can trade picks. Angie, for your mock draft, you should totally, like, trade Ace Bailey to the Bucks. And, like, just shoot. I think that'd be interesting. I just saw that. I didn't notice you could do, like, trades in here. That's pretty interesting.
Oh, yeah, we can.
It's pretty interesting.
Hey, I would 100% do it.
What direction are the Rockets going in?
Let's see. And crazy how this is pretty crazy to say because because like of how good this guy is, but I really think that the Rockets could do better at center, and I think that they're gonna draft Derek Queen.
Oh wow,
dude.
Yeah. Now he won't. Wow. Okay. Obviously, he's not going to start over like Alfred Sengun, but he's going to be a solid backup for him.
Okay, I would say that I was hoping that Derek Queen would fall to the Hawks and that we get the Hawks second in because I know I spoke about him on our previous mock drafts, and I kind of mentioned that Derek Queen, outside of his previous season in Maryland, has really kind of a blank track record. So we have a small sample size on that guy. But I've also kind of read into that Derek Queen is having like an insane pre-draft workout right now. The work he's done this offseason is tremendous. Now all of a sudden, that I think he's kind of high on my draft board for the Hawks to get.
I can honestly say the Rockets are another team that I could see them using their pick to trade to the Bucks for Giannis. I think the Rockets are another team that had the potential moves because I mean we've seen it this year. They can win with the team they have right now, so they don't necessarily need any of these players because they have such a good young roster, such a good young core. And I mean, they lost a battle-tested series against the Warriors. If they make a move potentially with their first overall pick this year's draft and get a guy like Giannis, the Rockets are set. The Rockets are set for a finals run. Let me tell you.
Andrew, is it you?
Okay, so I'm on the Trailblazers. Trailblazers. They need I don't even know what direction the Trailblazers are going. I mean, they definitely need a point guard. They need a leader on their team. They need anybody that can move the ball up the court efficiently and make plays and have better off-ball movement. I'm gonna pull the string on the second. Can you scroll down on the players joiner?
Yes, I can.
Because I know this guy's on here somewhere. I don't know why he is so low on the draft board. I'll let you know when I see him. No shot. Why is he ranked so low?
Who are you looking for?
Wait, have we drafted that guy already? The guy out of Illinois?
Yes, we did. At 3.
Kasparis?
That was
Is
a third
Kasparis
overall
gone?
pick. That was a
Yeah,
third
he's
overall
gone,
pick.
dude.
Third
Okay,
overall pick.
Chase him at 3.
that makes me feel so much better because for some reason I thought that he was still on the board and I was wondering why he dropped so low.
Chase
Okay,
him at 3,
well,
dude.
I'm the third overall pick, buddy.
okay, well then I'm still gonna stick with my guard theory. I think a guy like Edgar Demian will probably be a good pick for the Blazers because they need a better sharpshooter who can make plays, and Edgar did that for BYU. So shoot, bring it over to Portland. And look, if he's only gone from Utah to Portland, he's staying over on the West Coast, so he'll be fine.
Yeah.
Wow, now Chicago, man. I think it's a key pretty short and simple. They lost Zach LaVine, DeMar DeRozan in the previous transactions, and so that's both their forwards gone. So I think they're definitely going forward in the draft. I think Colin Murray Bulls is the best available. So I think pretty quick and easy here for Chicago.
Good pick.
Alrighty. All right, I finally get to pick for the Hawks now.
Yeah, you do. Think long and hard about this one.
I'm not thinking long and hard about this. I'm just gonna say so. A very good NFL GM, when he was drafting a player, said, "I'm drafting you because I want to win." That player was a player out of Georgia. Georgia knows how to win, and I know this is basketball.
Okay, yeah.
But
I love
the greatest Atlanta Hawk to ever put on an Atlanta Hawk jersey came from the University of Georgia.
Yep.
Dominic Wilkins.
Keep the thing going.
And playing at the 4 position.
Yep.
Playing at the 4.
I
really think that Ace Newell is a pick for us.
I really
think we pick Ace Newell.
I'm up for it. It's either that's Dominic Wilkins.
I think it makes sense considering the fact that we got a guy like Dyson Daniels over the offseason, so we don't necessarily have to worry about finding a good complement next to Trae Young because Dyson Daniels already showed how much he means to this team in just 1 year. So shoot, why not add another forward to this team? And yeah, Dyson Newell he's a beast. He's an absolute monster.
I love it.
God, that'd give us so much bench depth too for Jalen Johnson and Zachary as well. I like it. I like it a lot.
Okay. What's next for Sacramento?
This is supposed to be this is the pick that we gave in the Murray trade.
Yep.
So yes, so because they got, I assume that they're going to ship their first overall pick for a guy like Giannis. I believe this one they're probably going to keep around, and I do think they need some more big guys. I know, like they have Victor, and you're saying here they're saying they're going to get Giannis, but I think what the Spurs would probably plan to do with their next pick is find a guy on the bench who can watch and develop and get good playing time off the bench behind guys like Giannis, behind guys like Victor, because Giannis is on he's on the ending point of his career. Like, not saying he's old, but he's over the halfway mark where he's getting to that prime.
He's getting to the end of his prime.
The end of his prime. So if you draft another forward and let him sit behind Giannis for multiple years, by the time he elevates into a starter, it's like you have Giannis all over again. And maybe not up to that caliber, but I do think can you go over to the player board? He's right there. Sorry. Nusa Eugene. Sorry, I didn't see him there. But I like the Frenchman.
Yeah, Noah, yeah.
And Noah S. Eugene. And why not pair Wemby with another Frenchman? They already have common ground there, so why not add that nation chemistry in the paint behind you?
I think we made this decision last year. I think we kind of made that theory too. I think we also had the Spurs getting Noah last draft because of that same reason to pair the two Frenchmen.
And I'm a really big fan of him, dude. I mean, dude, French players are taking over the NBA, dude. I don't know what France is putting in their baguettes, but my goodness, dude, these guys can ball.
Now, this is odd because the Thunder is the most complete team in the NBA. And good
luck with this one.
There really is no weak spot. Now, the only thing maybe I could
see them doing. I mean, I know. I mean, I don't agree that a big man is severe here. I love Harnstein. Chet Holmgren just proved how good he can be when he finally plays a healthy season. Um, so if you ask me, I think the only thing the Thunder's doing here is just to add someone to the bench, like someone like maybe an extra forward by chance, or like maybe a guard like Jace Richardson, Liam McNeely, Carter Bryant. I really like, and I don't know which one I'm going to go here. I think I'm going to go with Carter Bryant, just in terms. I think he showed a little more. I really love Liam McNeely here too, just because he's under such great coaching staff at UConn. But I think Carter Bryant's the pick that the Thunder's going to use here. Maybe put him behind the bench, see what kind of player he can develop with, because other than that, I don't think the Thunder really has another plan here in this draft.
Well, Carter Bryant and Caleb Love were a pretty nasty duo, and Carter Bryant was one of Caleb Love's favorite guys to dish to into the paint for good reason, because he has such good floor spacing. So I like.
He's very versatile too. Good on both ends of the court.
So we're going Carter Bryant?
Yes, sir.
Alrighty. I believe this is me, right?
Oh, you get to help out the Magic.
Oh no.
Oh, brother.
And I can't scroll down to the bottom, because the last time we did
It'll
that,
crash on us.
Yeah.
Yeah. It doesn't take trolling lightly on this website.
No, especially with the Magic. Ooh, that forward depth is ugly. Ugh. I just can bank Carroll.
Might need to go big here. I don't know. I will say, to help you out a little bit, the Magic GM did make not make rumors. He hinted at the possibility of the Magic making a big roster move in terms of their big guys. I don't know if that means they're looking to trade some of their big guys and maybe make room for them before the draft. I don't know what it means. But
are they in the Giannis sweepstakes?
I hadn't heard anything about that, but
if Orlando gets Giannis, I don't know what I'm going to do, but it won't be pretty.
That'd be awful.
I mean, Orlando's in the Trae Young sweepstakes, I can tell you that, but I would hate for that to happen, dude.
I'm gonna have him take Thomas Sorbar.
Okay.
Okay. Hey, I do agree that they need to go big, so I like it.
Great big man.
I was either gonna go him or Fleming out of
St. Justice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The Timberwolves are next. Okay. I mean,
they do have an aging point guard.
I'm thinking. I don't know. I think I'm gonna. You know what I'm gonna do for the Timberwolves? I really like the guy that I'm about to name here, because even though Colorado State only made it to the round of 32, this guy was one of the most fun players to watch in March Madness. Mainly, and I really think because, and the reason why this guy fits the Timberwolves is because they're obviously committed to the idea of building around Anthony Edwards, Naz Reid, Julius Randle, because that trio really has branched off very well for the Timberwolves, because, I mean, they made the Western Conference Finals in 2 of the last 3 years, gave a decent fight to the Thunder, if that's what you want to call it, I guess. But I think their backcourt kind of needs some help a little bit. And go back to the players, scroll down to Nick Clifford there.
Nick Clifford?
I think he plays forward. He's a shooting guard / forward, versatile guy. He was fun to watch in their small little March Madness run. Give me Nick Clifford for the Timberwolves.
All right.
I like it. I personally. Oh, so I got the Wizards again. I get to pick for the Wizards again. Good. Scroll down. Who did I have them getting the first time? Was it Ace Bailey?
Yes.
was Ace Bailey. Okay, so I think this time they go point guard. So scroll up real quick.
It's gotta be Jace, right?
Yeah, Jace Richardson is who I would have had the Timberwolves taking, only because, like Jordan said, Mike Conley's getting really old. But
Yeah.
if the Timberwolves don't take him, I think the Wizards definitely do. I think Jace Richardson and Ace Bailey is a W draft for Washington.
I was about to say, what a draft that would be for Washington. Those are the two guys they land.
All right.
We
So
kind of had Jace falling a little bit there.
You did.
looks like I'm picking for Brooklyn. Who do we? Okay, we haven't taken Trey Johnson. You know what? Take best guy available, William McNeely.
I love Lee McNeely, dude. He's so well
Yeah.
coached under Dan Hurley.
If we don't take Asa, McNeely is available. I'm at 13. That I want McNeely.
I agree. I love Lee McNeely, dude.
Not a fan of having to help out the old Miami Heat here. I do like. Let me see the players real quick.
Player. You want the?
Okay.
The
I see it. Okay. Yeah, I think I got my pick here. I think I guess really the only thing the Heat are kind of looking to do here is find somebody to receive the torch that Jimmy Butler is passing over from his move to Miami to Golden State. Tyler Hero and Bam kind of need some retooling done around them. And I think Rasheed Fleming out of St. Joseph, who had such a miraculous season this year, one of their better ones in recent memory, would be a good move for him.
Okay. Looks like I'm picking for the Jazz.
Who do we have who do we have the Jazz taken earlier in the draft? VJ Ecom, yeah.
Yeah, VJ. Yeah.
Oh yeah, I made that pick. That's right.
You know, I really don't like their. I don't think it's. I don't think their guard depth is bad, but I think that they go. I think that they can. I think that they'll go. Nolan Traore right here. Take best guy available.
Sure. I like it. That's a good pick.
I'm telling you, the Jazz in terms of the futures, they're looking really good. They're in a great spot.
All right, Andrew.
Oh, it's me, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Chase gets the Atlanta Hawks.
Oh, so who?
Yeah.
Who am I gonna?
Wait, hold on.
I just picked because it was Andrew, right?
I did Miami Heat. Joyner just did the Jazz, so this should be Chase.
Did we accidentally go out of order?
It's fine. It's fine. Chase, take your pick.
So pairing with Asa. I am going into the mindset. Jordan, I'm about to make you happy here, by the way. I'm going in the mindset as if the Hawks, let's say the Hawks are preparing for the end of Trae Young. Let's say that.
He's not with them anymore, right?
Who?
You said you better make me happy, so I know who you're thinking. Remember he transferred to Florida.
He did transfer. That's right. So he's not going in the draft.
Hold on.
Potentially.
Hold on a minute now. I don't know for sure. Let me look this up real quick.
I forgot Boogie Flan went to Florida.
I think he's transferring it if he doesn't get picked.
So I mean, sure. The thing
is, he should get picked.
Yeah, I would be shocked if he didn't get picked.
Hold on, let me see this real quick.
I would be really shocked if he didn't get picked.
No, he did withdraw. He did withdraw from the draft. He did withdraw.
Wow. Okay, that's. I guess. Hey, shout out to keeping it within yourself and wanting some additional player development. So,
well, I'm glad you remind me on that. I guess he kind of did what Jameer Watkins did for Florida State last year. Okay, in this case, I think they're going to go with a guy that they can develop behind. I'm going a little different here. I think they're going to get, because, I mean, you have – no, they're not going to do that.
Hey, keep in mind, there is the potential idea that we move on from Clint Capella pretty soon, so we might need to fill the voids for a guy like Onyeka Okongwu.
I mean, you didn't say that you wanted Derek Queen at 13.
I did say that, so I guess in that case, I'd get the next big man available, which would be Danny Wolf. That's a good point. Let's get Danny Wolf on the team, the 7-foot center. And he longevity too. He had a long college career at Michigan.
Hey, look, he's a strong rebounder, and that's something the Hawks really lack.
Something we only got out of Clint Capella, but we got nothing else other than rebounding. So,
okay, I got to help the current 1-0 leaders in the NBA Finals. Of course, Game 2 is tonight in about 40 minutes.
Yeah,
but Yeah, we'll hurry this up so that way we can all watch it. But let's talk about Indiana Pacers here. Obviously, they're looking to find any moves possible to make a return with another playoff run. They have a deep roster. It's really well balanced, and there's a lot of momentum. So their next move, I think, is going to lie on the hinges of Miles Turner getting really old, and they want to maintain the strength inside. So give me Maxime Raymond, I think is how you say his name. You have to scroll down for him. But should be Maxime. There you go. Yeah, there we go.
Oh.
Stanford Cardinal, baby. And no. I think it's a little biased because I watched him tear Florida State apart, and I've been a really big fan of him, not because he tore Florida State apart, but just because he was a big reason why Stanford made a big upset in the first round of the ACC tournament because of his interior, what he does the interior part of the game. So
I believe last year he was the Pac-12 Player of the Year. Of course,
I think you're right.
I think before Stanford moved to ACC, obviously they're in the Pac-12 last year, and I do think that he was the Pac-12 Player of the Year last year.
I think he has potential to be a steal of the draft, but here we go again. Joyner, we got the OKC Thunder up again.
Who's in the finals? So
back-to-back finals teams getting picks here.
Yeah. Let me see. Oh.
I don't know why it says their center position is severe. I don't think that's the case at all.
Yeah, no. I don't know what's going on with that, but I'm gonna go with I'm gonna go with Will Riley out of Illinois.
All right, I like Will Riley.
All right.
Come on.
Magic again.
So who do we have? Who we had the Magic taking the first time?
Thomas Sorbo.
That's right. So I think in terms of what's next, if let's say they do try, I think the Magic are definitely going to make a big move this offseason, whether that's Trae Young or not. And if that's the case, I think they're going to lose a couple guards.
I think they're going to lose more. I think they're going to lose more forwards than anything.
That's what I meant, not guards, forwards. Maybe Jonathan Isaac's probably going to be gone. Who's in that 5-year contract still? Pablo Banchero is another guy that I think could be gone.
No way they get rid of Pablo.
Cole
after the year he just had.
I meant Cole Anthony.
Okay.
Cole Anthony and Jonathan Isaac. I'm sorry, I'm all over the place. I'm too focused on who I think they're going to get. So that being said, I think that they're going to look to maybe fill that forward void. So scroll down, Jordan. Let me see who I'm thinking forward wise here. But I'm also thinking if they do lose someone like Cole Anthony,
they could get a hometown boy that is surprisingly still on the board.
Walter Clayton.
Because remember, we had the Hawks getting him in our last mock draft.
Scroll up a little bit.
We have Walter falling pretty low here in this draft. I kind of forgot
Well,
all about him.
I know. I'm sorry. Scroll up. I'm sorry.
I think this guy also withdrew from the draft too. Todd Bedford. I think he's going back to Auburn.
I think I did hear about that. Scroll up if you don't mind. Not down. I'm sorry. I meant up. Yeah. I think they're going to go Hugo Gonzalez. I think they're going to go overseas here. Imagining that they lose Jonathan Isaac, and if they do lose Jonathan Isaac, then that forward position gets really weak.
Get the Spaniard on their team.
All right.
Oh, Nets again. Okay, who are we going to stack the Nets up with this time? Remind me, who did we have getting Liam McNeely?
The Nets. Trey Johnson and Liam McNeely are both go to the Nets right now.
So he did. I figured he went to the Nets. I just want some confirmation on that. I think, surprisingly enough, they're probably going to go big man again. I'm liking Thomas Sawyer. Though we already got Thomas Sawyer off the board, didn't we?
No, I don't think we did.
Thomas Sawyer was the center at Georgetown?
Yeah.
Oh, we did. That's right. Joyner picked him.
That's right. I'm sorry. That's right. We had him going a long time.
We literally just talked about it. I don't know how I forgot that.
Yeah, I'm sorry. That was kind of my fault. I should know. You know what? Hey, I'm going to go with the other Frenchman. Scroll up, Joyner. You guys scroll down. I can't remember his name, but I do know there's another Frenchman in this draft.
I think it's Noah Pinda.
It's not Noah Pinda, not that guy.
Oh, really?
Yeah, not that guy. Keep scrolling. Yeah, scroll. I saw him. Scroll up. Keep going. There you go. Wamberger, baby. Love that kid. I saw a mixtape of him a couple of days ago, and now I'm really excited about him. I think he's going to make big wavelength, and I think he deserves, even though they have him as the 36 overall talent on this website, I think he deserves to be a first-round pick. And I think the Nets are going to see the same potential that I see him.
All right.
No, I think realistically, I don't think the Nets keep all these picks. I do expect.
Yeah, no
yes,
shot.
But if they do, they're gonna be set for. They're gonna be set for the future regardless because they're gonna get somebody massive with these picks.
Right.
Let's send y'all's beloved Florida Gators boy to die in Brooklyn.
To die in Brooklyn. Hey,
I forgot they got back to back.
If it's gonna be anybody, let it be Walter Clayton Jr.
Yeah, sure. Why not?
Now the Celtics, I think they're going to go big man here, knowing that Al Horford's time is limited. So there's not really a lot of big men available anymore. Scroll down a little bit. Oh, they do have Kristaps. I don't know how I forgot that. But Kristaps is still getting old too, so I still expect him to go big man. Or do they go guard because Jason, or forward? Because Jason, or replace it for Tatum. How about that? What if they go replace it for Tatum?
Because that's something we didn't have to consider in our last mock draft.
But in terms of that, this is a really bad place to be in the draft. I guess they could go Alabama boy. I think he was a little more up top. Scroll up a little bit. I think I saw him. Where was he? There he is. They could go LeBaron Philin. I think he's probably pronounced his first name. Small sample size. He did have a really good year at Bama though. Really big recruit for them. I think he was a 5-star recruit, if I'm not mistaken, coming into Alabama. So I think that could be. I'm at 4-star. No, he was a 4-star, not 5-star. But I guess that could be the next guy to replace Tatum or help support till Tatum gets back. But who knows? Tatum might never be the same.
Suns are a little interesting because another thing that we did have to consider. I guess we did a little bit, but even more so now is the fact that Kevin Durant might not be on the team this upcoming year. And that's something that the Suns have to really look forward to.
I would be shocked if Durant's on the Suns next year. I'd be really shocked.
And mind you, Tyus Jones is entering free agency, and he's been a big part for the Suns in the last 2 years. So they need a fresh backcourt here. Someone who can kind of take the pressure off Devin Booker a little bit. And I put a lot of – because we talked about this guy last mock draft, and we had him going a little bit higher, but Ben Saraf out of Israel is a guy that is, to me, again, another guy that could potentially be still the draft. There's a lot of good international talent in this year.
For a 6'6" guard, he's got a lot of movement on him.
Yes. All right. To cap it off, Chase, you get the Joyner, you get the Los Angeles Clippers.
All right. With the final pick of our second to last mock draft, or last mock draft, or whatever we decide to do.
Last combined mock draft, anyway.
Last combined mock draft. The Clippers are going to take Adu Theodore out of Arkansas.
Hey, okay.
He had to do it.
Hey, you know what? It's a good pick, though. Realistically, it's a good pick.
Cedric Coward falling out of the first draft could be very interesting. That could be a very hot second rounder.
The first round is so loaded that there's going to be at least one or two surprising names that don't get picked. Because a team needs and potential trades is going to have a lot to do with this. So.
Yeah, I agree.
We'll see.
All right.
I like it, boys.
So,
final combined mock draft is a success, fellas.
Yeah, for sure.
Well, I guess
you want to send her on home?
We can all go prepare for game 2 of the finals.
Yeah, I guess we will see you guys at the end of the season, depending on how the series goes. So now that Indiana has one guys, those finals predictions still change, or do y'all still think that the Thunder win it in 5 or 6?
I think the Thunder still win. I'm moving up though. I think in 6. I think Thunder win in 6.
That's something. I'm still thinking 6. Maybe 7.
Maybe.
If it's 7, that'd be cool. But I think the Thunder, they're too good of a team to lose.
The Pacers continue to amaze me, man.
Yeah, I had the Thunder in 6 in my original prediction, but because of what you said, Chase, I thought maybe the Pacers, insane fourth quarter, last minute comeback wins were kind of left behind him in the conference finals because the Knicks weren't as complete as the Thunder. But even against the most statistical, well-rounded team in the NBA, they still find ways to get it done. And there's no reason to doubt them anymore. So I'm going to keep my winner the same, but I'm going to have this series going the full length, all the way to Game 7.
Wow. All right.
Because the Pacers are going to find some way to make it happen.
We'll see.
So, and just look at the schedule. Let's see when Game 7 would be. Just checking on the schedule real quick.
Might be this time next week.
It would be next Sunday.
Next Sunday.
It would be next Sunday at 8:00.
Next Sunday, baby.
If this series does go to Game 7, I think we should do a late night session and talk about the series finale.
Ooh.
Let's do it. If we got a Game 7, I'm down.
Let's do it. All right. So as for Andrew, Chase, and myself, this was episode 31 of Talkin ATL Hawks, and we will see you guys next Sunday for a potential Game 7. Caw-caw!
Caw-caw!